My name is Natalie Prez, and I have an interview with one of the members of the band Rise to Remain on February 19th, 2014. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name right, but your first band, Hadel? Am I saying it right?
It was a Hallowed.
Oh, okay. Was the starting name, but you guys decided to change it later on to Rise to Remain. How come?
We just kind of decided to change it because, I mean, the name didn't really make much sense, and we were in the band, we were in school, and we wanted to take it a bit further, so we kind of felt like, okay, if we need to take this seriously, we'd better start with changing the name.
A lot of bands tend to stick to particular themes, rather it be like, for example, a black metal band. They tend to talk about, very demonic and satanic type of stuff. When it comes down to the lyrics with you guys, do you guys have like a particular theme or topic that you tend to stick to for every release, or does it change for every album that comes out?
I think that it kind of, the music and the lyrics, they both change, album to album. I mean, we've only done one, and the first release that we had was an EP, and I'd say that the lyrics, they're very different. They span a lot of topics that kind of, take my mind or take the band's mind, or, we definitely change them up as often as we can to keep it fresh.
In an interview you had done, you had mentioned that it's kind of hard to pinpoint influences when we tend to ignore what's going on and do what we like. Taking that pointer, how do you take, inspiration and get your influences then?
I think that we tend to have like a chemistry in the band. We all tend to bounce off each other quite a lot. So it's kind of hard. It is hard to kind of pinpoint where, that riff came from, or what style that riff is made in, or how those lyrics sound like another song. It's all kind of just in the spirit of the moment, and we're all just kind of, frantically creating stuff because we really enjoy it. So, yeah, I'd say that we just bounce off each other, really.
Why did you want your new single, Over and Over, to be available as a free download, and why was this going to be the first leading single off the new album?
Well, we wanted to put out Over and Over because it's got this equal balance of our original stuff and where we're going with this album. It doesn't give the full picture away, but it's a really good indicator. And we wanted to give it away for free just because, I'd rather get it out there. I'd rather have people hear it and know that the band is, coming out with a new record, and know that people can just take this single whenever they want at their own discretion, can blast it at some fucking ungodly volume whenever they like. Just kind of giving them a bit of a gift, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I was blowing it up and enjoyed it when I heard it a few times.
Cool.
You had described that song as an ongoing cycle of battling to remain yourself. Why do you think people should fight this battle?
Well, I think it's important. It's who you are. People give a number of things that the human spirit is, and I personally believe that there's one thing for certain, and that's that it is you. And being yourself is one of the most important things that I've learned in my life, and in whatever way that I can kind of impart that, or give someone who's having a hard time something to kind of bounce off, I'd love to be able to give them that. So I think that's one reason, and also because it's us coming back, it's us stepping back into the fray with a new record. We are being ourselves, and I think that this song's poignant and true to that fact.
Why is this single a pre-release, a special, one-off version that you wanted to get out there, and how will the revised version on the album be?
Well, we recorded this kind of on the fly because we're doing the album at the minute. We kind of recorded this on the fly just because we wanted to get something out there so that people could, listen to it and check it out and see what they think. The actual album is going to be, it's just going to sound different. It's going to be a bigger, more concise and precise production.
You had also mentioned about this single that you were thinking of doing it acoustically. Do you still plan to do that or no?
Yeah, well, we've actually done a version. We've got a video version recorded. We did a little spotlight session for a small company up in Reading, and we liked it quite a lot. So we're going to put that out at some point soon. And it's just a different side to the song, really.
Great, great. Since you did do that one song acoustically, would you take your music any further and release a full EP acoustically or an album, or no?
I mean, we would never write it off, but there's not any plans to do that at the minute, no.
How many of the new songs will you be playing at your upcoming show, and how do you think the fans will take to it?
Yeah, we're going to be doing two brand new ones. We're not really giving away too much. I really think that this album's going to kind of surprise a lot of people and really give a lot of our fan base exactly what they want, and open a lot of new doors for us. So we don't really want to give everything away, even though people have been waiting for such a long time. We're just going to kind of give them, we're going to give them two songs, and then we're going to kind of, keep the steady tune going, keep the interest up, and just kind of get the wheels moving and get touring so they can hear even more.
Where are you in the recording process of the album? Did you guys, just start, or are you in the middle, or are you almost done, or you can't even say?
We're still in the early stages, but we're pretty quick with this, so we shouldn't be too long. Everything's completely written though, so that's the important thing.
Great. Do you have an album title and artwork and the whole idea already ready to go on what you want to do, or not yet?
Oh yeah, we've got the title. We've got a bunch of ideas for artwork. We're kind of working with some people on that, but yeah, we haven't got the final thing yet. This is kind of the most exciting part of the album, I always think, because we're nearing hearing the final product, and we're nearing getting the final draft and everything like that. So it's exciting.
Great. Yeah, I always wondered that with bands. Like, do they already know what to do as soon as they enter the studio, or does it hit them in the middle of studio time or at the end of studio time? When does it hit them?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to just kind of to write it and then go in and just kind of literally press record and get the songs down and then leave, so we can go on tour.
What's the writing and recording process like for you and the rest of the band?
What's a day like?
Yeah.
I guess it's, it will start at like 10 or 11, finish up at about 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, it's just kind of like it's beyond the regular hours, I guess. But, I think that it's important that you stay sane, and everyone stays sane and gets some sleep. So, yeah, we make sure that everyone gets their like 6 to 8 hours, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I'm an insomniac. I barely sleep.
How would you say that the new album compares to your previous one?
I'd say that the songs are just a lot more in their element. Everything is hitting its stride a lot more. I feel that there is this undertone to this album that kind of screams at a bigger picture and a bigger horizon for this band. I think the ways that manifests itself is kind of hard to pinpoint, but without giving too much away or talking about specific songs. But yeah, I guess that the whole thing just sounds a lot tighter, a lot better, and a lot bigger than City of Vultures did.
Are there going to be any surprises or any collaborations on the album, or you can't say?
Can't really say, unfortunately.
What about instrumentation? Do you plan to use anything you've never used before, or just going to go with the usual stuff?
We don't really plan ahead when it comes to some of the overdubs. We definitely have got a couple of the overdubby things like strings and stuff mapped out, but there's Yeah, we never really rule anything out. We tend to have like about a 5-day period where we will get to go mental in the studio and break out the maracas and go completely fucking insane. So that's kind of fun. But until that day, yeah, everything's kind of just, you know, mapped out. You know, we're using what we know constantly, and we're always pushing the boundaries in other areas. So who knows? You could have a saxophone on it.
Do you know when the album is expected to release, or you have no idea?
Can't really say yet, unfortunately. Sorry. Surprise.
All right. Well, then, sometime this year, then.
Yeah, definitely. Sometime this year.
What do you guys have planned for this year besides the album?
That's the other thing. We can't say that either. This is always going to be such a fun interview where I can't say nothing. Sorry.
Oh, man. All right, then let's wrap this up. Is there anything else you would like to say to the fans out there?
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon.